Oh, it says we're live.
It says we're live. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We're going to just see if we are live.
Oh, I don't see it on your timeline yet.
Give us a minute. Well, there's always
a lag.
There's always a lag. It says we're live on YouTube, so we should be live on Facebook. Good morning from the river. If you're hearing us.
Here we are, here at the river, and our buddy Wally, the gator. He moved back closer again. He decided he wanted to be near us.
Yeah, he's trying to give us a little bit of anxiety attack this morning.
Yeah.
Not going to happen, Wally. We're maintaining our cool.
Okay.
All right, I'm not seeing it live.
Here we are. We are on our page.
We're on Enlightened World and
on
our page.
Yes. Okay. There we are, kids. We're with you now.
We are with you. Please help us share this out.
Yeah.
And grab your coffee cup and let's have some coffee.
Oopsie, sorry.
Turn sound off.
I gotta turn my sound off. I forgot.
Too.
I have to tell you, it's an early morning this morning. I woke up and in a great mood, but going, oh my gosh, is it time to get up already? I
well, I heard you come out, and I'm thinking, why is she out there so late? I thought it was still like nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I was wrong.
Good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Carol. Hi, Cousin Annie. How you doing, sweetheart? She's up in Ohio.
Okay.
So it's wonderful.
See the chats.
It is wonderful to see you all this morning. We're using a new streaming app, so
oops. We don't want that.
Yeah. So please. Good morning, Becky. How you doing this morning, honey? It's good to see you. And good morning, Deirdre. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, I want to thank all you guys for coming in and supporting me last night with Rising Up with Geraldine. It was, oh my gosh, what a wonderful night. And I just, my heart was like, I'm surprised I didn't spontaneously combust last night. I was so happy. So I guess the angels were right that it was time for me to get back out there. And Terry,
they were.
Thank you for helping me. When I did it before, Terry was my first guest and got me through it. And good morning, Julie. How are you doing up in New York?
Now I'm starting to see comments.
Yeah.
Yay. Hi, Wendy.
Doing well this morning. A little on the tired side. Today's Sunday. I don't know about you. Well, Terry has a busy day.
Look at what we can do.
Oh my gosh.
Good morning, Rachel in the UK.
That is so cool.
This is so cool.
I love that.
Yes.
And that is Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
I don't think we recognize your name, so please share. You shared you're from the UK, but please go on the Facebook group, Angelic River Family. And just let us know your presence there. I love it. And let's see, we want to show our girl. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning,
my God,
Wendy.
I love this.
This is so cool.
This is really cool.
This is so cool.
We found a new play toy. Y'all in trouble now.
Oh, Deirdre, that's okay. You can always catch it on replay. But I totally understand going offline. Oh wow, we have 137 members in our group. For those of you, I think I'm not seeing all the comments that you're seeing, Terry, because I'm on our Angelic Reiki group page. So
that's where.
Yeah, you got the UK one.
This is showing messages from any place that we're streaming.
Oh, so that's very cool.
We're streaming live in 3 places on Facebook.
Okay, Tammy Hill.
We're on Enlightened World Network, which we want you all to go and like that page. We are on Angelic River Family. You all are finding it there. And we're also on How to Connect with Angels. which is the founder of that is Sherry Myers, a very dear friend of mine, who is doing a movie about angels.
I know.
And the fact that angels are real. And it's a beautiful story. They are filming it right now. So I can't wait for that to happen. So go check out How to Connect with Angels also. And we are streaming live on YouTube and on Periscope, which is connected with Twitter. So, yay! Oh my gosh! Hello from Sydney, Australia, Wendy Barclay.
Hi.
Oh, I'm loving seeing all these new names on here this morning. Isn't this
amazing.
exciting?
Yeah. Please go to our Angelic River family and sign up. Isn't this awesome? This is really awesome.
So cool. I'm so glad we found this new toy. So y'all got to talk so you can see your name up on the big screen.
Yeah, I know. Comment. Also, for those of you who are just popping in for the first time with Terry and I, on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. There's so many things going on that sometimes I get my times mixed up. At 2 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. over in the UK, girls.
Yes. We're having, it's about an hour and a half. We're putting on a free workshop. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to talk about is identifying the stages of grief, because we're in unprecedented times right now. There's a lot of grief going on with all of us. I mean, there isn't anyone that isn't touched by this. So everybody's at some point. Oh, thank you, Wendy, for that. That isn't touched by it in one stage or another at this point. So we're going to talk about that and do an overview of the 5 stages of grief. And then Terry is going to take everyone through a release process. And then Kevin Morris is joining us from the UK. He was our angelic Reiki master teacher here in the States. And he is going to lead us all in an angelic Reiki session. So you're going to get a workshop that's full of grief interaction. You can talk to us on Zoom. The only way, though, that you can attend this is by becoming a member, and it's a public group of Angelic Reiki Family. And just come on and go into the group, join, and then right at the top of the page of the group is the link and all the information on the workshop. So I hope you'll join us, because Terry, it's important for us to go through this in a good way and come out on the other side. Why not?
It's healthy to work with your emotions, and even if you are not overly thinking, I'm in panic, I'm in fear, I'm in anxiety, I'm in grief, there's emotions there. So at least come to the workshop and see what that looks like for everyone that's there.
Yeah.
And we are not going to be live streaming it. So if you want to be involved, you have to click on that Zoom link. Now we have room for 100 people on the Zoom. We have over 100 in the group. So you're going to want to make sure that you get your space. Get there early, because at some point we are going to close it off where nobody else can come into the Zoom room, because we're doing some really in-depth stuff. We're really going to be letting you express yourself. So that's why we're not live streaming it. We want it to be for you and let you feel safe in a place. It's a safe container where you know that it's not going out over the internet. It's something that you are safe to come into. So, yes, there's Angel.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up Julie Kiss, who is one of our regular viewers every morning and has been so supportive of all that we're doing. She said they're doing good. Her husband just lost his job for a little bit, but all will be well as long as we are healthy and have each other. all will be well. You know, Julie, our prayers, we're going to put you in our prayer thing at the end as well. But, you know, that's the kind of attitude that is going to get us all through this in a much better way, is looking at the light, the silver lining in the cloud. Good morning, Sharon Boyle. And we have a new name. Do you see that? It's Claire
Knox.
Knox.
She's joined our group.
Oh,
I saw
she?
you, Claire,
Okay.
as a new
Hi,
member.
Claire.
I think she might have even been on yesterday. I'm not positive. But we had a lot of people on with us yesterday, which I love.
Oh, Deirdre said that we look so much clearer and sound better.
Saw
So
that.
this is good. This is good. We're going to use this.
And Sharon, do you see our new toy? I put your name up in likes, girlfriend. And good morning to you, darling.
Yes, yeah, it is about staying positive.
It
and
really is.
the Monday workshop is so that we can recognize where we might have those fears or be in those stages of grief. And so to stay positive, we have to kind of uncover any of the darker emotions and release them. And then we'll be doing a healing. So I'm looking forward to your release technique, Terry. I think that's going to be amazing.
It is. This is something that the angels shared with me about almost 5 years ago now. God, time flies.
I know.
It was about 5 years ago after I was downloaded the healing modality called Time Heals. It's an energy healing for people. And right after that, they shared this release system of how to really dig in there and work on those emotions. And what Archangel Jophiel shared with me is we're like emotional hoarders when we get into a situation such as this, where there's a trauma, a crisis, whatever you want to call it. We like hoard all those emotions. We don't let go of them. You know, when you're hoarding something material, it all stacks up. It's ugly. You're constantly looking at it. Well, that's how our emotions are when we're in this state and we're not releasing. So it's a beautiful way of pulling those emotions to the outside and letting go of them. We want to let them go, and that's what the release will do. But you have to do the work. It's not like I'm going to just sit there and, okay, give me your emotions. You're going to be doing work. So get prepared for that. Because anytime we do our inner work, it's not so easy, is it?
Exactly.
Not trying to scare you off.
No.
Just wanting you to know the benefit you will get from it is that just like, okay, let's go ahead and use the analogy. When you're hoarding something physically and it's all sitting there, it's just like junk sitting there. You're not using it. Some of it may be in boxes. Some of it may just be sitting around. Once you clear that out, you have room for something beautiful that maybe you want to put in that space, or something new. It's the same thing with our emotional state. We clear all that junk out, and it's like, wow, now I can really have something beautiful inside. You can learn something new. You can experience new things in a positive, wonderful, open way. So I'm excited. I am really looking forward to this.
Yeah, Carol, it is hard. And it drains you. You know, here's the thing, and this is what I find. We become comfortable in even our negative emotions. And the thing of it is, change is one of those things universally that we all seem to have a bit of a difficulty with. And even the most, and you see this a lot, where people are in very abusive situations and are seemingly unable to get out of it. It may be miserable, it may be uncomfortable, it may cause you immense amounts of pain. But amazingly, the human dynamic is we become comfortable in our discomfort. And because we don't know what's on the other side of that, the discomfort at least is a known. We have somewhat control over that.
Right.
It's the unknown that we're really afraid of. And let's face it, we are in the biggest unknown that this globe has ever gone through. So we're all in we all have our pockets of fear and things that come up, whether it's job loss, health, family members, all of those things. But that we know what that looks like. We don't know what it looks like on the other side. And
that unknown is scary.
It is.
I want to address this.
Okay. And what are we? Okay.
Am I wrong for not believing in God? You know, we don't judge anybody.
Yeah.
Your belief is your belief. My belief is my belief.
Absolutely.
And so there is no wrong or right. We all have options. We all have choices to make. You're very welcome here in this group. And if you feel comfortable with us, then please stay around. But nobody here is going to judge you. No. We are accepting and allowing of our experience here in the world. And if that's your experience in the world, awesome. We support you. And so there's nobody here that's going to throw stones or say, oh, get out of here. We don't want you. We're open to all beliefs. We are not a religious group. We are a group of spiritual beings going through this human experience the best way we can, working with what we've got and what we know. We were just talking about the unknown. Mm-hmm. We're working with what we feel in our hearts, what our experiences are with our higher self, with our higher power as we see that creator. So we don't try to spoon feed any beliefs or anything here in this group.
I'm, in fact, hopefully today I write my last paper. I found out I had one more paper to write. And tomorrow I'll put together all of my final papers and mail in for my ordination. I'm going to be ordained as a minister here very shortly. And one of the vows that I take in that ordination is to respect all people's religions. We had to study world religions, and to respect every single soul's path. Now, that path doesn't have to include believing in God or source or universal energy or whatever it is. But that is the vow that we take, to not judge any soul. Because, of course, in my spiritual belief is that we're all one and that there is no separation. So, thank you, Wendy. I love you for saying that. But yeah, this group is, I love our friend Sharon Rhea. She started a movement called No Judgment, Just Love. And every single soul on this planet is exactly where they need to be. You don't need to be where I'm at. You don't need to be where Terry's at, because every soul has a different experience and a different purpose when it comes here. So whatever you believe in, whatever, the only thing that we ask in this group is that you do no harm.
Respect others.
And respect everyone's individual choices, and that goes for everyone. Absolutely. And that's one of my vows also that I take, is do no harm. Mm-hmm. And what does that mean? It means being kind to each other, compassionate to each other, not judging each other, but accepting each other for the path that they're on. So that's all we require in this group, is to keep it positive, keep it upbeat, and don't hurt anybody. Just don't hurt anybody.
Absolutely.
The golden rule.
The golden rule.
You want to hear an interesting tidbit? Every single every religion on this planet has some form of the golden rule or another. I didn't really realize that. And so as I was studying world religions, and one of the essays that I had to write was, how did I feel about the golden rule? And it's do unto others as you would have others do unto you. But I took it a step further. Do unto ourselves as we would do unto others. sometimes we don't treat ourselves. If we spoke to our friends sometimes the way we speak to ourselves, I wouldn't be friends with.
We wouldn't have any friends.
We wouldn't have any friends. Yeah, yeah, we wouldn't have any friends. So,
absolutely.
and this is part of the whole self-care, self-love thing that we actually have time to do now.
Yes. So we don't know how to pronounce this name,
Okay.
but we welcome you.
Okay. All right.
Like it's only on the screen now. Well, I will let it go to the screen.
Okay.
This person came in and welcome. We welcome everyone here. I can't show it now. That one. Good morning. And
Hello.
I'm not sure how you found us, but I'm so glad that you did. And please join our group. We welcome everyone.
Okay.
So take the message off the screen so you can like it. And I saw Sherry Hines. Come on. Good morning, Sherry.
Oh, good morning, Sherry.
And Carol Allen is here. I'm not sure we saw her. Peggy Mulcahy.
Yeah.
Oh, Peggy, here you go. Good morning. Peggy,
All
we
right.
have a new toy that we're playing with this morning. Well, it's still a computer, but it's a new toy to us. New technology toy. And we can share with everyone what you all are saying because, you know, the comments come in so fast sometimes you don't catch all of them. So, good morning, good morning.
Yeah.
Oh, and a new person from England. I saw that.
Oh, we have a New England person.
Brenda
Okay.
Hilton.
Good morning, Brenda.
And all of you that are on this morning that we're not recognizing, please come into the group so we can say hello to you there and get to know your names. We share a lot of positive stuff in that group. So we encourage you to do the same. If you have pictures, we love to see the pictures of your fur babies. We have 2 fur babies here at the river, Angel and Brookie. And Angel is usually up here with us, but there's a lot of boat activity this morning. It's Sunday morning, so they're
the
probably
neighbors
doing
are
something.
next door on the dock. They've got a beautiful big houseboat that they've refurbished, and so they're out there. And the dogs, they love to protect the property. They've decided this is their river. Good morning, Stacy. How are you this morning, sweetheart?
And we have ospreys flying right over
yes.
our head.
It's
This
been
is so
busy.
awesome.
And Wally the gator is just about, I don't know how far that is from us, how far he is, but
Not very far.
he's real close this morning, up close and personal with us. So it's a foggy day out. You can't, and at some point, maybe we would, thank you, Becky, by the way. Angel and Brookie, yes, those are our 2 fur babies here.
Yes,
there
hi,
are
Stacy.
Angelic River, part of the Angelic River family animal crew.
are.
We have a crew.
Yeah.
And if you go on to our Angelic River family Facebook group and join, then you can post pictures and they can join the fur baby crew that we have.
Good morning, Christina from Ohio. How are things in Ohio? We were talking about that yesterday. How it was a real hot spot.
Yeah,
and
it
people
is.
were having a hard time there with the virus.
Yeah.
So we're glad that you found us,
Hi, Christina. Yeah.
And again, please go like or join our group. It's a Facebook
Angelic
group.
River family.
And Wendy girl, would you please put that there? You go. She's ahead of me.
You
this
know,
morning.
Wendy, what would we do without you? Oh my gosh, we love you.
Angelic River
She
family.
takes care of us.
Oh, she takes such good care of us. Can you come here and take care of us?
Really.
We need a caretaker. Sometimes life gets difficult, doesn't it?
Well, Wendy is a service provider. She
Yes,
is
she is.
with the police department. She's she takes calls, I think it is, over in the UK. And so
she's asking,
what's she asking?
can we see Wally?
That's a good question.
We will
try.
We will try to show you Wally.
The only thing we have is his head, and hopefully Terry can. It's really foggy here this morning, but
I don't know if you can see him out there. If you look at the dock and the pier right over where we're showing.
He's probably, what, about 20 feet out from the shore, maybe?
Yeah, you may not be able to see him.
Wally, stick your head up higher.
It's a little foggy, so I'm not sure you can see him. But here's our river this morning with all that beautiful
Let's look
fog.
at the river for a bit.
See how foggy it is, guys?
Oh, I'm frozen on this page. Yeah.
No, mine's going.
I know yours is. Mine just, my computer's frozen.
Okay.
It doesn't want to do anything this morning. It's saying, sorry, but guess what?
Oh, Carol says I see him. Oh, good,
Do you?
Carol.
Oh, good. Good.
Yay. Yeah, well, now we're looking at the river, and a very, very foggy river this morning. Or foggy forest, actually, across the river.
Okay. No internet. Oh, this is going to be fun. We're going to do that again today.
Oh,
I'm glad you're good.
Yeah, call him over. Catherine, really?
Yeah, I don't think so, sweetheart. There's a lot of things we'll do, but that's not, we'll do just about anything for all of you, but that isn't one of them.
Well, I come out every morning and I look for Wally because I want to know where he's at. I don't want him sneaking up the stairs here to us.
Yeah.
But this morning he was the closest that I've seen him. He hangs with us every morning, guys, and usually the whole time we're broadcasting. And then when we're done, he's like, okay,
Yeah.
it's over now. I can go on out and do my thing.
Yeah.
So I do talk to him, and I believe everything has energy. Ricky just surprised me. And every animal responds to our energy. I know you were joking, honey. So as we are out in nature, as we go about our lives and we encounter maybe wildlife, talk to them. And no, they're not going to understand your words, but they're going to understand the energy behind those words. So that's how you may have encountered some animal trainers in your life that are really, really good at getting animals to like act in a certain way, like sit, stay, come, is because they intuitively know, or they've developed those skills to communicate with the animal without words, with just their emotions and the meaning behind any word or any utterance that they might say. And I know a lot of the animal trainers will speak, especially to dogs, in a different language. Mm-hmm. A lot of them speak in German or German commands to the dog. So it's not even the words that are being said, it's the energy and the feeling behind those words.
Well, and Becky says souls. It's their souls.
Oh, they absolutely are souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brenda Riley's with us this morning. Good
Brenda.
morning, Brenda. How are you this morning?
Carol said it's very foggy there also this morning.
Yeah. And Deidre has fog also. So it's pretty foggy, I guess, on the East Coast.
What's going on?
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? I used to watch scary movies.
Okay.
That was another life. I can't watch them anymore. I'm too much of an empath now to watch anything scary. But this reminds me of that movie, The Mist, by Stephen King.
I never saw that. I was never
don't
a Stephen
watch it.
King
Don't watch it.
Trust me, I won't.
Well, I'm a Stephen King fan. I really am. I love his stuff that he's done. But that movie had me so pissed at him. I'm like, you cannot end the movie this way. No, stop it. Do it over. So don't watch that movie if you haven't seen it.
Trust me, it's not going to happen. I'm telling you. It just is not going to happen. So.
Yeah. Brenda, everything sees your light, even animals. They certainly do.
Yes.
What you got?
We have 137 members now in Angelic River family. Thank you for that update, Wendy. Oh my gosh.
Look, Diane. We can put you up on the big screen.
She says the messages on the screen are blocking the view. Oh no.
Okay, I'll take it back off.
We'll take it off.
Good morning, Diane.
There's Diane. Good morning, Diane. Yeah. How are you doing this morning, hon? I'm sorry I missed your live yesterday. It was really kind of crazy around here, so I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay.
Oh, Catherine saw the movie. She said that was the scariest movie I've ever seen. It was scary, but you know what? He really did not do well with that ending. I just wanted to go slug him. I'm like, you can't do that. No.
Oh, Terry, you're too funny sometimes. I love that. Oh, my gosh. So, okay, we've been chattering up away, which has been lovely this morning. What's going on with you guys? What's happening in your parts of the world right now? I know that here in Florida, we have a statewide now, 65 and over. They're encouraged to stay home. So, oh, good. Diane, they said your live, Wendy says your live was so healing. And, yeah, I'm going to go back and watch that today. That's on my to-do list for today.
Yeah, I did catch a few minutes of it. Diane, yesterday was a blur because we were so busy and getting ready for our show last night.
Yeah.
You notice I said our show.
Well, it was last night for sure. I'm telling you what, I couldn't have done this without you, Terry. So you got me going before and you got me going this time. I guess you're just stuck with me.
Well, that's okay.
You know.
There's worse people I could be stuck with.
Hey, so what's everybody doing today? I know I was planning on, I'm hoping the sun comes out, but I'm not holding my breath on that one.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know if we want to wish for that or not.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I know. Because it was pretty hot yesterday. It was like in the 90s on the porch where Terry was. So,
I was never so happy to jump in a shower.
Yes.
And trust me, that water was not hot.
No. And guess what? Our shower here is outside. We have an outdoor shower. My husband, when I moved onto the property, said, "What do you want?" And I said, 2 things. I want a big fire pit outside, and I want an outdoor shower. I had one up north, and when I moved here almost 19 years ago, that was the first thing I put in down here, because after you've been in the garden all day, it's really nice to take a shower outside. So he put one in. Well, about 3-4 years ago, I said, I want a bathtub out there. So I have a clawfoot bathtub that was in our friend's yard growing weeds. We refurbished it and put it in so we have an outdoor shower bath house that we can do Epsom salts baths in. And it is absolutely amazing to shower outside. Now, there is an 8-foot privacy fence all the way around it, so it's not like you're out in the middle of it, you know. But one day I have to tell this funny little story. I always leave the door open, and you can see the river from the shower. There's a little spot in the side yard that's a meditation garden, and it's right in that meditation garden. And I always leave my door open so I can shower and watch the river and everything. And I'm just showering away, and I look up, and there's 2 bass fishermen in their boat at the seawall. And their mouths are hanging open. They're not reeling in their poles. And I'm like, oh, crap. And I quick duck and hide. And I was a bit embarrassed. Let me put it to you that way. And so I think they might have been too. They took off. I hid. So now I kind of have a tendency to watch what I'm doing when I'm showering outside.
Yeah. Yes, Deirdre, her husband is a gem.
Yes,
sure.
Yes, he is. He really, I'm so blessed because I have a tendency to,
you're getting funny
yeah,
faces.
I know, I'm getting lots of funny, and it really was hysterical, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But I am one of those, I get on Pinterest. I mean, I have a couch section that we made out of pallets. I'm a do-it-yourselfer. Everything we've done on the property, my husband and I have done, and I come up with these brilliant ideas. that I think are brilliant anyway. And I say to him, okay, honey, I want to do this. Can we do this? And he'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go, I figured it out. I know how we're going to do this. So I am really, really blessed. And he is the man behind the woman that makes all this possible. And he bought this property in 1971. And when I moved in with him 11 years ago, he said, the garage is mine. Everything else is yours. Do with it what you will. And over the last 11 years, it's kind of in sections, and I took a section at a time and created spaces. And now we have a retreat center.
Yes, we do.
So it
is a beautiful place.
I am so blessed, and I certainly show gratitude every single day. Absolutely. As I wake up.
Good morning, Julie. She says, my husband and I are making homemade bread for us and family members today.
Okay.
I would love to have that smell going on, girl.
Man,
I don't eat bread, but I love the smell of bread cooking.
Yes. Yes.
KY True, good morning. That's a new person to us, so please go like our group or join our group. I keep saying like because I have so many pages.
Yes.
But when you join our group, we'll get to know who you are, and you can share with us where you're from. I'm thinking, are you from Kentucky? Just type in the comments where you're from.
Thank you, Brenda. Hi, Christine. She just joined us, or at least that's what.
There.
Oh, have you? Okay, it just came up on my computer. So
and earlier I saw our new person, and I lost her name. Is Christine's daughter who's watching with us.
Okay.
And Brenda Riley says, I love this story.
I know.
Oh, Peggy,
I got a ton of them.
Peggy, I'm so sorry, honey. And yes, we most definitely can pray for friends, families who are affected by that.
I'm so sorry. You know, it's starting to hit home. It really is. I mean, up until now, most of the deaths have been in other countries or somewhat removed from our existence here. And a good friend of mine in the DC area, a friend of hers, his father, I think it was his father, passed away, and the mother is also still in the hospital, close to death apparently. So it's now the full impact of what's going on with this coronavirus is starting to hit us. And these are some of the things that, Peggy, if you're available, I don't know if you've signed up or not for the grief workshop that we're putting on Monday. But if you haven't, you might want to check it out. It's on the page, and it's a Zoom workshop. So again, I want to kind of briefly announce that workshop. Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Terry and I will be doing a Zoom workshop and to talk about the 5 stages of grief. And there will be a place for you to interact with us. If you have something you need to talk about, need to share with us, we're going to do the grief part, the interaction, and then Terry's going to take us through a healing modality, and then Kevin Morris is going to join us from England and lead us in an angelic Reiki healing session. And Terry and I are also angelic Reiki practitioners, and so we'll be assisting. And I think we have some more from our class, our Angelic River Reiki sister family group. Boy, we got a lot of groups. They're going to be joining us as well.
We have a lot of angelic groups.
Yeah.
Another group that I have that's been in existence for about 5 years now is Angel Speakers. Go look up that group and like it. Yeah. Yes, Wendy, thank you. Let me put that question up on the screen. If you have never used Zoom before, Zoom is a free program, but you will need to have it to get into our Zoom meeting. So you can go ahead and download it to prepare for that.
Yeah.
So just download it, have it ready so that when you go click that link that's in the events page on our group, then it will just go into it. Otherwise, when you click the link, it's going to say, do you want to download Zoom? And the answer has to be yes if you want to be there and get involved in that meeting.
Good morning, Belinda. How you doing this morning, sweetheart? Belinda's about 20 minutes away from us. She's a good friend of ours. And Carol Allen said, I want to thank this group for the prayers for Gary Brown yesterday. Gary was released from the hospital. Wow, it's nice to have some good news. And you're so welcome, Carol. And for those of you that might be new to our broadcast, about the last 10 minutes of the broadcast, around 8:20, Terry will lead us in a prayer. Oh, okay. We will, Wendy.
All right, we'll show you Wally one more time.
Wendy is our director, by the way. She's
our
the
director,
of the
producer,
writer, all of that stuff.
So Wally is right over there in that little spot behind the bench, between the bench and the pier that you're looking at. Yeah. Oh, I see him on the screen. There's his little head.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
So that's Wally, for those of you who haven't met him yet. And Brookie has decided to get up here with us this morning.
Brookie took Angel's place up here. Yeah, so she's up here. So Monday at 2 p.m. is the workshop. So it's a grief workshop. We'll be doing recognizing the 5 stages of grief, and you'll have a chance. We want you to interact with us and tell us what's going on with you. Terry will do a release process, and then Kevin will be coming from the UK, and many of us from our class that we all got certified here at the river together will be doing an angelic Reiki session on everyone. And this is free. It
is free. And for the newbies, I just put the link in there in the comments. All you have to do is click on that link. It'll take you to our group.
Yeah.
And did you say good morning to Belinda?
I did say good morning to Belinda.
I saw her pop in. Hi, Belinda.
Yes. And yes, the power of prayer. Brenda, you're right. That's what we can do. We want to keep everything positive here. We want to keep things lifted up here. That's my show, Rising Up with Gerald Ann. It's about lifting up the thing. We do not underestimate the seriousness of what's happening globally. There isn't any part of us that isn't aware of how much pain a lot of people are in and how lives are completely changing and being turned upside down. Our intention and our goal is we need to have that positive on the other side of all of this. And the thing that I think is going to keep us going through this and maintaining our sanity is to look at the silver lining, look at the upside, grieve the losses, absolutely grieve the losses, and do not negate the emotional content and impact that this is having on our lives, but to also try to lift things up at the same time. So it's a balance, isn't it, Terry? Everything is a balance right now.
And I feel like that's what nature is doing right now. It's bringing itself back into balance.
Yeah.
Things had gotten so out of whack. We all know that.
Yep.
That's just a fact. We had all wished for a change and wanted to see change. We wanted to see clearer water. We wanted to see clearer air for us to breathe.
Right.
Well, we're starting to see it.
Yes, we
are.
are.
So everything is about balance. And when nature's out of balance, it's not happy.
No, it's not. And if people could start thinking about who you want to lift up in prayer this morning, of course we lift up all of our service personnel, all those people that are on the front lines that are risking everything to take care of us all, and those types. But individually, Peggy will lift that family up into prayer as well. That is another difficult part of this whole pandemic, is that because there are places that are on absolute lockdown and quarantine. Some are just suggested isolations and personal thing. People aren't able to grieve the losses that we're experiencing in a normal way. And we're used, and that is, it's the biggest. It's really huge, is. And there's so many people that we know of. Terry have had some people that were not coronavirus related pass away. It's not just the virus, but it's, I know there's people in our group that have parents and loved ones in hospice, and they're not able to, people can't come in and comfort them. Remember, it used to be in the old days, and it's really scary that just a few weeks ago it was the old days where you would bring food to the family. You would go and you would hug and comfort and love on each other. We can't do that now. Right. And so even that, we're grieving the loss of even how we grieve.
Yeah, we
Ironic,
are.
Isn't it?
We are. Yeah.
So, lots to think about, everybody.
It's a different life now. It's a different world. So, as we were saying, put your prayer requests in. If there's something that you really want to, that's on your heart, and you want us to all help you to lift up your energy, to put our arms around you. We can't do it physically, but we can do it virtually. And if you stay with us until the end, we do lift all of this up in prayer, and then we gather together in a circle, our big virtual circle of our family. So you all know that I always draw a card for us to think about each day, and I forgot to do it earlier, but I'm going to put it on the camera now, so you can think later in the group. You can post what your answer is, and the question is, what is the most courageous thing I've done? And at first I thought, well, this isn't appropriate or apropos for this time that we're going through, but it really is. It takes courage to face any struggle and any challenge. And so what you're doing and the way you're doing it takes courage. And then the other part of that is, how did it make me feel? So maybe you've done something courageous during this time out, during this time of separation and isolation. So share with us in the group, not here on the stream. We're going to take time for prayer requests right now. But in the group, what did you do that was courageous, and how did that make you feel? Maybe you didn't even think it was courageous. My friend Gerald Ann,
I was just going to
brag about her.
Yeah.
Gerald Ann drove down from her home here to my home in Fort Lauderdale, which is about a 5-hour drive.
5 hours,
by herself, ladies and gents, by herself, gets in her vehicle and drives down to get me. That's courageous. And I know she probably doesn't see it as an act of courage, but it really, really is to get out there on that road. It's an act of courage for me to drive to the grocery store. Yeah. I live in a big city, and the traffic is
crazy.
You don't want to be there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yes, she did do an act of courage. So maybe you're not thinking, I wasn't courageous. I bet you were. I bet there were things she did, like helping out somebody that you didn't think. It wasn't even there for you to think, I can't do that. You just did it. So share that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, just right now, existing and keeping your energies high as you can, as best you can, is courageous. Mm-hmm. For me, last night doing that show, I was so scared to do it.
That was courageous.
For me, that was courageous. Mm-hmm. That was courageous for me. And honestly, I felt so good afterwards. And I feel that's my ministry. I feel like I want to help. I want to help in any way we can. And that's, I think, what a lot of us are feeling. And we can do that by praying and intention. And Catherine.
And Catherine, we're definitely putting you in our circle, honey.
Yes, we will. And pray for you.
I just want to read Deirdre's comment. The second most courageous thing I did was to leave an abusive relationship. It made me feel human again. Oh, how I can relate to that one.
Oh, yeah, it's not up on there yet. Okay.
So thank you for sharing that, Deirdre.
Thank you, Deirdre.
That is something that's very tough. But once you make that decision, doesn't it feel like a weight lifts off your shoulder? That's how I felt. It's like I can breathe again. Because when you're in an abusive relationship, you're constantly holding your breath. You're like waiting for that next brick to come at you, whether it's verbal or for real. So I'm very proud that you did that, too. Deirdre.
I honestly believe that's probably one of the most courageous things a woman could do.
Yes.
Because our culture and everything around us really doesn't set us up to be able to do that. So you have to muster up strength and courage that is almost superhuman. And if you're in an abusive relationships, oftentimes the person who is abusing you sets up that world so that you can't leave it, at least not easily. And if there are children involved, that adds on top of that. And so Deirdre, I have God bumps from head to toe. And my angels are saying, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you for doing what you did. That's amazing. That to me is courageous.
It is. And that comment that you just made about how that person, they know how to control you and make it very difficult for you to leave that relationship. And I'm thinking of one in particular that I left, and I had to have help. I had to have people that would go with me as soon as he left for work that day, that would show up, and we could take my clothes. I didn't take everything. I just took what I needed, like my clothes and some personal items. But sometimes it does take outside help to get out of those situations. Some women are able to just go on their own. But thank God for friends, family that support us. And we are here to support any of you and all of you emotionally for whatever you're going through. And thank you. Thank you to all of you who are sharing from your heart. Let me put Julie's comment up.
Yeah, and Diane said, even when the relationship isn't abusive, if it is holding you back, letting go can be very courageous. That's a really good point,
Thank you, Diane.
That's so true.
Yes.
And also, I wanted to bring up Catherine Kovacs, who previously said that she's been suffering from some depression, said, I saved a life once. I'm grateful that he still lives. Catherine, that is courageous. And when that might be a thought in when you're kind of feeling low, think about saving that life. And that person is still here to breathe and to love their family and everything else, and use that to lift yourself up because you saved a life. That's huge.
Yes,
absolutely huge. And be proud of yourself and own it and let that lift you up and know that you made a difference. I mean, that's the biggest difference I think sometimes we make, right?
It is. It certainly is.
Well,
peeps, I'm seeing that
it's time.
We need to go ahead and do our meditation prayer this morning.
Wow. Yeah, because we have a bass fisherman coming down, and so I apologize, but the dog is also going to be barking. That's why.
Yeah, not only that, but I just want to share with you all, if you haven't gone to Enlightened World Network, it's a page. Please go there and like the page, because at 10 o'clock this morning, we're doing a silent meditation for 30 minutes. So we play some soothing meditative music, and we're meditating behind the scenes. As that happens, as you're meditating, we are meditating. And we is Dr. Ruth Anderson, Deb Goldberg, and myself from Enlightened World. And then at the end, we share with you any visions we saw, anything that we pulled from the group that came to us from Spirit. And this morning, right after that, at 11 o'clock, we're doing Come to the Temple. And the temple is what's inside. It's not a physical structure. It's what's inside of you. And in Come to the Temple, we're going to be taking your prayer requests also and doing a meditative prayer. So those are two things you can do, and it's Enlightened World. Let me see if I can just put the link so you all can just copy and paste that link.
Peggy Mulcahy said the most courageous thing she has done is to learn to love herself, and she struggles to do it every day. You're right, Peggy. I think that's a big one for all of us, or for many of us. I don't want to say all, but Angel, can you come up here, honey? They're fishing, and so this is her river, and she's gonna let me know.
The guardian of the river.
Come on, honey. Come on up here. Come on up here. Come up with Mama.
Come on, baby girl. And let's put Angel and Brookie into the circle, the prayer circle today. Angel's got, I think, a little bit of a hip issue going on, and she's limping pretty bad today. And Brookie sometimes has some respiratory issues that she has a hard time with breathing, especially if Aunt Terry gets so excited by playing with her. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to put the two of them in there, and I'd also like to put Sam in.
Yeah.
Geraldine's husband, Sam.
How dare they try to catch their fish? Yes, I know.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you're such a love.
All right. So, are you ready, Terry? We can kind of hold on to them, and we had some prayer requests.
We did, and even if you didn't type it, if you're thinking it, if it's in your heart,
it still will be there.
We know, and the Spirit knows. Do we want to turn the camera back around? Sorry, Brookie.
That's okay. So, as we're praying, and you can watch the river.
It's starting to clear up a little bit with the fog. Not a whole lot, but a little bit.
Hang on to my girls here. Keep them calm.
Well, my camera does not want to cooperate. What did I do wrong?
Okay.
Nope, you're seeing the sky. Not much to see up there. It's all foggy. I don't know what it... Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Technology.
All righty.
Gotta love it. And Becky's mom.
Okay.
Her name is Anne. Daisy Wallace.
Good morning, Melody. Thank you for sharing it out on Messenger earlier. So we're doing prayers. We're getting ready to go into prayer for everybody. And it's Becky's mom that's, I think, in stage 4 cancer. And Daisy Wallace, Wendy's friend, Daisy. Okay.
Yeah. So let's just start to take in a breath. Breathe it deep into your heart. Place your hand on your heart if needed to really feel that energy and get centered. Let's just get centered and balanced. So breathe in deeply and let it out, and let your body start to relax. Send some love to Angel right now as she is guarding her river. All right, so let's just connect and ask the angels to come in. Archangel Raphael, please be here for any healing that's needed, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional. Archangel Michael, please give us some energy of protection all around us. Protect our animals, our earth, every waterway, the plants, the trees. Archangel Gabriel, please give us some clarity. And then Archangel Uriel, we ask that you come in to ground and balance us. Keep us strong in our hearts. Keep us strong as we feel into Mother Earth's energy. Calling Archangel Metatron, Metatron, we ask that you bring in an energy of being connected to the higher realm, to helping us connect to our higher selves, to God's source energy, to our spirit guides and the angels, and Archangel Sandalphon. We ask you bring up that beautiful crystalline energy from the center of Mother Earth. And then as we raise our vibration up, going further, see that channel of light coming from your crown chakra, going forward up to where the higher realms are, where the sixth dimension of creation is. This is where things start to materialize into form. This is where the sacred geometry comes from. We're asking that we all get the energy of that to be created in our life, to bring things forward to us that are needed on this life's journey. And then see that channel of light going further and connecting directly with God's source, ever how you envision that, whatever name you used to call the Creator, just connect with that right now. And that's where we're taking all of these prayer requests, we're lifting them up through that channel of light, any that were expressed in written words and spoken words, or with your thoughts and in your heart. So feel into that energy, the energy of being connected directly with Spirit. And we ask for whatever is the best and highest good with all of these requests, that thy will be done. And we give gratitude. Gratitude deep in our hearts for this day, for the people that we've connected with, for our beautiful earth. And now let's bring that energy back to your heart. Just bring it back wherever it went, to however you envision your God to be, your Creator. Pull that back down into your heart center. Feel the warmth. And as you feel into that warmth, let's spread that now. Spread it wherever you are, in your neighborhood, in your community, your state, your country, and then see it traveling all over the world. Let's just spread that love everywhere like a blanket covering Mother Earth. My prayer is for peace. Just see that blanket full of peace, full of love, full of compassion, full of empathy, forgiveness, for whatever is going on in our world right now, people in isolation and separation. Let them feel that in their hearts, this love that is going out from us. And now it's time to bring it to our circle. So envision you're holding hands on each side with the person next to you. And just look at that person or that animal. There may be an animal there with you. Just look at them and say, I love you.
I love you.
And let's spread that around our circle. Let's send it out and receive it back. That's the beauty when you send out love. It does return to you. So thank you. Thank you for joining in our circle. Thank you for sharing with us of yourself, of your needs and what's going on in your part of the world, in your heart. We love you so very much. And we're going to flip the camera back around so we can tell you goodbye. My camera is being very difficult today. There we are. Thank you to all of you who bring such joy to us. It is a joy every morning to come on with you.
Really is.
Oh,
and
thank you, Becky.
if you're new, please join our group. It's a public group, angelic river family, and we hope that you'll all be able to join us on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for the workshop, the free workshop. It'll last about an hour and a half on grief, releasing that grief, and then Kevin Morris from the UK will be joining us to lead us in an angelic Reiki healing session for each and every person that's with us. It will be a private group on Zoom. The link will be there. If you don't have Zoom on your camera or your computer, it's a free download. Just download it. And Wendy Atley Roberts, she is our moderator and our director and everything else, producer. So she keeps a really, really good, close look at what's going on. And if you have questions, you can also get a hold of Wendy, and she'll see them because she's right on top of it. So
yes, she is. Thank you so much, Wendy. We love you.
We are so grateful for you. You've just done an amazing job. So
Becky said an orb went right between us.
Okay,
I love that. We take
We
pictures
have
here
lots.
a lot, and we have captured some of those orbs.
Yeah.
So thank you for seeing that.
There's a lot of spirit on this property.
There is.
It's a really great energy here. So
And don't forget 10 o'clock, which is
Yes.
like an hour and a half away.
yeah, let's get her
Go
fixed up.
to Enlightened World Network, and we'll share it into the group as well. But it's a silent meditation, and I really hope that you all will join us this morning.
Yes.
We love you so much.
We love you. Bye-bye from
Bye,
the river.
everybody.
Take care. Have a blessed day. Yeah, you see